Welcome to one more episode of Kony Quantum Tutorials. In this episode, let us understand how to configure Fabric to change IP address. Generally, when we set up Fabric on a developer's machine, during the installation, in one of the steps, we'll provide the IP address or the host name of the system on which we are setting Fabric. Once you have set up Fabric properly on that system, at a later point of time, if the system is connected to a different network, the IP address assigned to the system changes. In such cases, you'll have to change the IP address that is referred by the Fabric. For this, you'll have to run an update script, a store procedure, in the schemas that get created when Fabric is installed on that system. Let's see how to do that. When I have installed Fabric on this machine, so this is the configurations which I have given and set up Fabric on this machine. So during the installation, the IP address that I provided is 192.168.0.5. If you look at the IP address of the machine, currently it's connected to a different network and the IP address is changed to 10.43.8.50. So we'll have to update the previous IP address with this new IP address in the Fabric installation. In the Fabric installation folder, you'll have a folder called scripts. If you go inside this folder, so there is an SQL, MySQL change host details underscore script. If you open this SQL, this is how it looks like. It contains a store procedure. So we'll have to create the store procedure in one of the schemas in your MySQL. After you have created the store procedure, you'll have to call the store procedure by providing the old host, new host, old port number and new port number. If you do this, the store procedure will update the old IP address with the new IP address in all the schemas that are related to the Fabric. Let us see how to do that. I have opened my MySQL. If you see, these are the schemas that are related to my Fabric. I'm just copying that part of the SQL where it will create the store procedure. Just paste it inside the MySQL prompt. I'm executing the SQL now. Once you have executed the SQL, if you expand the store procedures tab, you'll see the new store procedure got created. Now we can run the store procedure by providing the old host name, new host name, port number and the old port number. While installing Fabric, I have used this IP address, so I am providing this IP address as the old host name and the new IP address and the new port number and the old port number. You will have to provide the names of the schemas like this. So once you have provided these details, let's run the store procedure, and as you can see, it will make changes to all the schemas that you have provided. While you are running the store procedure, if you get into this error which says you are using safe update mode and you tried update a table without, so basically you'll have to turn off the safe update mode. So before running the store procedure, you can run this set SQL underscore safe underscore updates to 0, which will turn off the safe update mode, and then you can run the store procedure. As you can see now, all the schemas in which the old IP address is being referred are getting updated to the new IP address. The updation of the schemas with the new IP address is done now. Let us go back to the Fabric installation folder. The second set of changes that you have to make are to change the IP address being referred in some of the configuration files. Go inside Tomcat Web Apps of your Fabric installation folder. Open API Portal app, go to WebINF, classes, open this config.properties and change the old IP address to the new one. Similarly, you'll have to change the IP address in one more app. Go to MF console, WebINF, classes, open the config.properties and change the old IP address reference to the new one. So these are the two changes that you have to make. First one, to create the store procedure and run the store procedure by providing the old IP address and the new IP address. Second one, change the config.properties in two apps, MF console and API portal, to refer to the new IP address. And once you have made these changes, go to your services and then stop the service and restart the service for your Fabric. Now, if we open the MF console URL with the new IP address, you'll be able to access the MF console, which means we are able to successfully update the old IP address reference with a new one in both the schemas that were created for the Fabric and also inside the apps. We have successfully changed the IP address reference in the Fabric installation to the new IP address.